Welcome back to the What Time channel. Today, Lucy Dacus, Forever is a Feeling. No wheel. It's brand new.
Wow.
We didn't do home video, but we did Historian on the channel, I believe.
We did.
So, yeah, we are big Lucy fans, if you can't tell. We've done a lot of her stuff on the channel. We both got the swag from the tour on. We had the infamous couch tour. She had some ankle issues, so she performed on a couch, and it was.
I think she had a herniated disc.
Yeah, which is crazy to be doing tours with, but
yeah, I know. I had one of those. I know what it's like.
But it's been a hot minute. I think home video came out in 2021, so there's a 4-year difference here. There was, of course, the Boy Genius album in the middle there, and I think she's gained popularity massively since then. Deservedly so. I think she's fantastic. Couple things since this album has kind of become a thing. She's in a relationship with Julian Baker. I don't know how long that's been a thing, but they announced that like a couple weeks ago. She's been getting just more press in general, talking about the record and things. So I think the record is mainly kind of this feeling of love, but also the kind of scary moments that come with that and the push and pull of everything. So I think it'll be a very interesting listen. But we got Hozier on here as a feature. That's crazy.
Wow. I love him.
Yeah, me too. I've heard like 2 Hozier songs, I think, in my life.
I've listened to his first 2 albums, and they're pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, that's all I'll say.
I think there's like 3 or 4 singles for this album. I've listened to Ankles and Limerence once, so I'm still going in pretty blind. I don't know if you've listened to any of the singles.
I did the same thing. Listened to those 2 once, and that was when they came out, and I haven't listened to them since.
Great. Sweet.
So I don't even remember what they sound like.
I barely do either. I remember Limerence is pretty and Ankles is a kind of bop. So
yes.
Yeah. But I think we can just jump in. First track. We're gonna go first track and second track. Yeah. Calliope Prelude into Big Deal.
Big Deal.
Don't play this album for your dog.
Yeah, your dog would not like this.
Flicking embers into daffodils. You didn't plan to tell me how you feel. If you had waited a few years, I would have burst. Everything comes up to the surface in the end. Even the things we'd rather leave unspoken. And we both know that it would never work. You've got your girl, you're gonna marry her. Maybe everything can stay the same. But if we never talk about it again, there's something I want you to understand.
Calliope Prelude and Big Deal.
Calliope Prelude was pretty nice.
Mhm.
Interesting little string arrangement. I think it leads into Big Deal like really well because Big Deal has a lot of like string stuff. I mean, that guitar line going throughout the entire thing is really, really nice, really beautiful. And I mean, overall, I'm just happy she's in her like happy phase.
At least
I
for now,
was
yeah.
yeah, at least for now, at least in the intro of this album, because there's so much in home video that is like, oh, she's in like a bunch of toxic relationships. It's like
Mhm.
going back through her life and remembering all these bad people that have entered her life. Um, but like the end of that album, Triple Dog Dare, where it's like she finds someone that like, you know, makes her happy and they run away together. It's like such a perfect outro.
Mhm.
And it feels like this is kind of a continuation of that, where it's like
Except it's
they've
real and
kind
not a
of grown
story this
together.
time. Because I think Triple Dog Dare was a story. I don't even think it was real.
Okay. Just saying.
It just
It
adds
continues
when
the
it's real now.
themes.
Yeah.
It has the themes of like, you know, of now that she's happy and now she's in a relationship that is positive. And it's even interesting where they are like the person that she like loves is in a relationship already. And there's like direct parallels to Christine,
Mhm.
where that one is like she's getting married to someone that she like knows is going to make the other person miserable. And the reaction to that one is the George Bush thing of like throwing a shoe during the wedding. But here she's like, I wouldn't even be upset, or I'm not, you know, not, yeah, not even wishing it was me and you. And I'm like, that's just really great growth. And it kind of just puts into perspective where she's coming from. It's very nice.
Yeah, I think those two openers were fantastic. I do love the kind of string arrangement that's very airy, and it's like that's a not usually something you put as an intro because it is very interesting when you get into like an indie
Mm.
rock album and you're like, oh, there's these strings that kind of hurt my ears, but they're kind of pretty at the same time. But I think it
Yeah.
immediately brings you in with like the album cover and the kind of art gallery feeling that this whole thing has. I think it works really well. Big Deal
Yeah.
sounds fantastic. I think the production and everything is so lush and full. And you kind of feel the weight of all the lyrics coming through really, really well here. All the producers on here are really great. We have Jake Finch, I think, who works on a lot of like did some Perfume on Lucy Dacus and Boy Genius stuff. We have Blake Mills, who's on Perfume Genius and stuff like that. And obviously Bartees Strange, which is fantastic. Yeah, it's a really cool cast, and I think it's working really well. I love the backing vocals on the outro. Finding that like feeling of like loving someone, but like even if they like are just gone and out of your life, but still like holding that's that kind of like special kind of connection there. It goes over
Yeah.
super well. And yeah, the connection to Christine is fantastic. The taking the story of Triple Dog Dare and like seeing throughout the 4 years getting to this point where it is a real thing now and not just something she's like imagining. That's awesome. I love hearing that. So
Yeah.
very good. Okay. Ankles, track 3.
What if we don't touch? What if we only talk about what we want and cannot have? And I'll throw a fit if it's all I can do. Pull me by the ankles to the edge of the bed and take me like you do in your dreams. I'm not gonna stop you, I'm not gonna stop you this time, baby. I want you to show me what you mean, then help me with the crossword in the morning. Gent of chaos, angel of death, one of 3 ancient fates, playing with your scissors again. How lucky are we to have so much to lose? You are gonna make me tease, gonna ask me how did I sleep.
Ankles.
Such a good song. I forgot how good that song is. I don't know if I've ever listened to it like in actual headphones. I think the
Yeah.
first time I listened to it, I was just listening to it in earbuds. But man, that sounds so G dang good. Man, such just a great energy to it. Um, and I don't know. I missed her writing so much. It's
Mhm.
like so G dang good, especially that second verse where it's like, it's that like little edge of melancholy that I really love, where it's like on the surface, this is like such a positive song of like maybe like just first entering a relationship and like just loving the person like so much. But then it's like, oh, I have this thing now that I can lose, and that's really scary.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, the way that she puts it in that verse is like so perfect too. Like comparing it to like a Greek tragedy, it's so G dang good. So yeah, big win, ankles, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Very Nick Drake in that way, where even when you get like a happier song, there's always like a dark undertone to it that I just really
Yeah,
like.
this
Yeah.
is Northern Sky.
Exactly. Not as good, but it's still good. I think this is kind of like an update on the home video indie rock song where like Hot and Heavy has the same kind of energy that I really enjoy, but the updated production, I just feel like everything's filled out a little bit more strings and stuff going on in here that work really well. Yeah, I love her writing because it is so easy to latch onto, but there's so many like layers and little intricate things that she does within it that just makes it so interesting. Yeah, very, very good. Alrighty. Limerence, track 4.
Natalie's explaining limerence between taking hits from a blunt, high as a kite, while Roddy's playing GTA. I swear, why is he so good at this game? It should be cause for concern. I'm thinking about breaking your heart someday soon. And if I do, I'll be breaking mine too. Of a friendly acquaintance, towing the line of betraying your trust. Why do I feel alive when I'm behaving my worst? Is there a difference between lying to you if it feels just as bad as telling the truth? I want what we have, our beautiful life, but the stillness might eat me alive.
Limerence.
Very nice. I don't think it's quite as good as Ankles, but it is a very, very nice song. I really like the piano,
Mhm.
obviously. Anytime that you can have like just a straight up piano ballad is just gonna win me over 100%. I think having this be one of your lead singles is kind of crazy. Just in general, I think even Big Deal would make more sense as a
Mhm.
lead single than Limerence does, but it does like uh, there's something about Limerence. I think it reminds me of Over the Garden Wall just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not so much. It doesn't feel like To Fall
Mhm.
like Over the Garden Wall does, but it's just like just the way that that piano is mixed in there. You can almost like hear the tops of the keys hit the bottom of it.
Mhm.
And you can like hear the strokes and stuff. It's so G dang cool. It's a very, very nice song, but that's all I have to say. Very nice. Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, I think I like this one a little bit more in ankles. I think this is the one that got me excited for this album just because this is a change in direction, like big time compared to what we've
Yes.
heard from her. I love it too because like it gives her like her voice room to breathe, which is something I really want from her because her voice is so good. I also love the idea of like a high art gallery type instrumental, and you're talking about like sitting on the couch playing GTA stoned.
Yeah.
Like that's a great contrast that I really enjoy. Um, yeah, I think it ties into the intro kind of instrumentally as well. And I love the outro of kind of just like I kind of have this set up where I want it to be, but like there's a kind of I'm bored a little bit. But do I want to risk it all and do something else, or do I want to kind of be content in this current relationship and kind of just go with the flow for a little bit? But yeah, I think Big Deal is still my favorite, but this one is very good. All right, now I have to not butcher this.
Good luck.
Modigliani.
I think you got it.
I think so. It sounds right.
Loving father, friend and son, printed backwards on my shoulder blade from leaning back on a plaque on a bench. I carry David's name until it fades. How's tomorrow so far? Meeting your family was a trip, seeing what you got from them, for better or worse, a blessing and a curse. You don't need to love them, but you do. You can take off a year or two. We'll all be here when you get back, 'cause if it's what you want, you're gonna get it. I've heard this anecdote at least a dozen times. Yeah, I know every word and inflection as if it were mine. I like watching you win over a new crowd. You can make them go wild, you can leave them spellbound. I should know my neighbors' names. I should not stay up so late. Modigliani, melancholy, got me long in the face. But I feel better when you call, just to tell me how you are. How do you do that? How's tomorrow so far? You make me homesick for places I've never been before.
Modigliani.
Oh man, what a song. Very, very, very nice. I mean, I think the thing to point out is that Phoebe's doing background vocals on this, and they have like absolutely perfect chemistry
Yeah.
vocally. It's like no wonder that they are in a band together doing this all the time because man, like I think they have like the same like warmness and like richness where it's like kind of building in the throat a little bit. Um, just like Phoebe's is just a little bit higher. So it totally makes sense for like, you know, for her to be doing the harmonies and then Lucy doing the melody. Jesus, I can't believe I forgot that word. Okay. It's been a long day. But yeah, it's just really, really nice. This is I think what I love about this album so far, it's giving me like Sling vibes just a little bit, and that it feels like just this like really rich acoustic feel to it. This one is a little bit of a departure from that because there are like synths or something. There's something going on in the second verse. I don't know if I can exactly pinpoint what it is, but there's this really interesting vibe to it. And Lucy's writing on this song is absolutely phenomenal as well. So very nice.
Yeah, so good. It's a very interesting song because you don't get a lot of songs where it's like, I'm this person's friend, and all of a sudden they got famous out of nowhere. How am I supposed to react to that? And how am I supposed to kind of live with that? Like, I want to talk to this person, but they're like halfway across the globe doing a whole bunch of like rock star stuff, and I'm just kind of chilling with COVID.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting dynamic, but like again, the backing vocals are fantastic. They have just such a good chemistry. They almost create like a tiny bit of friction, but just enough where like it works so well because Phoebe's voice is just such a kind of quiet, more higher pitched one, and Lucy just has like this just fully formed, powerful voice. Yeah, I love the progression and the instrumentals. Everything just feels so well produced. We're like two steps removed from like Wise Blood production here, where it's not quite dipping into
Yeah.
the art pop category, but we're like pushing indie rock a little bit more to the Baroque side, which I'm really enjoying. So, yeah, nothing but hits so far.
Yeah.
Talk, track 6.
Oh, one half of my favorite band.
One half of my favorite Charlie's on.
Oh.
Driving up the mountain, ears popping as we climb. It can be risky after sundown when the roads turn serpentine. Why can't we talk anymore? We used to. Your body looming like a specter, hungry as a scythe. If you come reaping, I'll come running. I still know you're right, but just like they say that you can never go home. Talk anymore. We used to talk for hours. Do I make you nervous? Or did I drink you to the last drop? Why was I flat sex in hotels? I didn't mean to start talking in the past tense. I guess I don't know what I think till I start talking.
Talk.
That was a good one. Maybe my like one complaint of home video, because I think otherwise it's a pretty near perfect album, is that she kind of strayed away from the rock stuff. Because man, all the rock stuff on Historian sounds really, really good. So I'm glad that she's incorporating that into this song. The noisy guitars and man, those drums were doing like a crazy like ride with it. I don't even really know how to describe it, but man, like throughout the verses, they were just going crazy. And yeah, just really, really nice. I don't know if I have a whole lot to say, but I appreciate the rock. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think it's really well paced so far. We're getting a big variety of things that are very delicate and high art, and then we get something like this, which is a more like grungy, almost soccer mommy type indie rock song where you're just
Yeah.
really bringing in that noise. I think it like perfectly like paints the picture of the kind of frustration that she's into, where it's like sometimes relationships hit a stagnation point and it's like, how do you work through that? Can you work through that? Is it too far gone? I love the little details that she's just getting into through all these tracks so far. I think it's working really well. And instrumentally, that definitely surprised me. Like I was not expecting that at all. So very
Yeah.
good. Alrighty. 4 Keeps, track 7.
Oh no. You froze for a second.
Okay, we're good.
If the devil's in the details and God is everything, who's to say that they are not one in the same? We were not something, we were not nothing. We were in between things that made sense. If the devil's in the details, then God is in the gap in your teeth. You are doing the Lord's work every time you smile at me, but I still miss you when I'm with you, 'cause I know we're not playing for keeps.
For keeps.
That was a short and sweet one.
Hmm.
Man, that could have been the closer,
Yeah.
and you would have been very happy. But man, I love that. Um, Kind of going back to Limerence a little bit, where it
Hmm.
is just like really stripped back. This one with guitar, but you know how I feel about acoustic guitar, especially a finger plucked melody like that. Man, absolutely like perfectly complements Lucy's voice, and yeah, I think the subject matter of the song being very, very sweet. I like the second verse when when she says that God is in the gap of your teeth. I'm like, that is so cute. I love that.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good rap albums this year, but I think Devil's in the Details and God is in the Gap of Your Teeth. You're doing the Lord's work every time you smile at me is better than a lot of stuff I've heard this year. That is
Yeah,
fantastic.
so
Um,
good.
yeah, love it as a little kind of, I don't want to call it an interlude. It feels like a fully fleshed out song. But I love kind of stripping it back immediately after the noise of the last track. I think it fits very well. And
Yeah,
I think just like knowing kind of how her songwriting and brain functions throughout the albums, there's always that bit of melancholy and what if and just thinking constantly. So like with all this relationship kind of theme going through here, just like kind of having those things constantly brewing, we're getting like an entire emotional spectrum of relationships here so far, and it's been 7 tracks, so very
yeah.
good. All right, title track.
I crossed the line and you followed close behind. We were cherry red, doing whatever to dry it out. This is bliss, this is hell. Forever is a feeling, and I know it well. I'm no good at faces and names. Yeah, you're smart, but you're dumb at heart, and that's a good start. This is bliss, this is hell. Forever is a feeling, and I know it well.
Okay. Forever is a feeling.
Oh, that was great. Man, I mean, I don't know. I think like when the song first started, I was like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about this."
Mhm.
But then, man, as soon as that percussion came in the second verse, I'm like, "I'm down 2000%." I don't know how they mix the drums like that. They are like so crispy,
Mhm.
and I love it. Man, uh, yeah, I don't know if I have like a whole lot to say. It was just really, really G dang good. So shout out to the Boy Genius crew
Yeah, that
because they're
was.
all in it.
They are all in it. I always like when that happens.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
it's a cool thing where you have like kind of a super group like that, and then you can kind of just pull them in at certain parts of your album whenever you kind of feel like it. Um,
Yeah.
it's a unique thing to have, and I like that she kind of just pulls it out whenever. um, yeah, the production is just all over the place in a good way on this, and just like all these blendings of different styles. Like it shouldn't work, but it does. I think just in general, she has a very good when it comes to just her album, she has a very good sense on like variety, because like even Home Video has a ton of different things, and they all
Yeah.
pretty much work. Besides that auto tune song that I still don't like, but I like the Spotify
Oh, I love
version where
that
there's
song.
not auto tune on it. Um, but yeah, I think everything works really well here. The lyrics are super sweet, and the outro with all the Boy Genius members is good. So
Hmm.
all right, track 9, Come Out.
Okay.
I missed your call because I was in a boardroom full of old men guessing what the kids are getting into. There was a cardboard cutout of a cowboy in the corner, pointing his gun in my face. I don't belong here, nobody does, except maybe those old men collecting dust. Why am I not wherever you are? So come out, wherever you are. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you in my arms. I wanna be that man on Main Street with the megaphone screaming obscenities to the toddlers and their scandalized moms. I wanna scream from the bottom of my lungs. I wanna scream my throat raw. Come out, there's no need to hide. I want you, I want you, I want you by my side. Waking up in a new city every day makes me believe more and more that they're all the same. It's just a pharmacy, coffee shop, bookstore, and bank, and a tourist attraction that most locals hate. Incredible things I could never describe if I tried. So come out, wherever you are. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you in my arms. Come on, I'm ready for you. I can wait, but I don't want to.
Come Out.
That was really G dang good. That was like actually funny. Like
Yeah.
every single one of those verses like had lines that had me chuckling. Um, wow. Yeah, really, really great. And I think like the end of the third verse was just
Mhm.
like, I can't, I can't. The last 4 lines are absolutely crazy. Um, so man, I think I've been saying this before this album came out, but I think that Lucy Dacus might be one of the best like lyricists ever. Maybe
Mhm.
I can't I don't know how she does it. It's like pure poetry, but like it feels more than that, and I don't really know how to put it to words. I guess I could say I could never describe it if I tried,
Bars.
like the song says. But yeah, no, just really, really nice. Like I'm pretty sure if you like go back in the footage, I was just sitting there with a big old smile on my face the whole time. Just a lovely song. Very nice.
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, her writing is like, it's poetic, but like it's so attuned to like people our age, so that it has this like through line
Yeah.
that just hits really well without any of the I don't like the word pretentious, but like those more academic language or things that are kind of voided in these different things.
Yeah.
It just, it hits so hard, and the instrumental in this song is fantastic. Like the style of writing where you have these kind of like humorous moments that aren't like roll your eyes, they're genuinely like, okay, that's a funny situation. And
Yeah.
then you have harpsichord coming in like a classic Cupid love ballad, but it doesn't like come off as corny. The
Mm-mm.
line that she's towing is so well done on here. um yeah, the third verse is just amazing. It's so fantastic. And I think just Come Out being the song, and like there's multiple meanings to that. But I think just like on Home Video, she was definitely like still unsure about sexuality and just like kind of dabbling in it in certain areas. And then this album, like the 4 years of growth here, it's like night and day. The way that she's
Mhm.
kind of like talking about these things. So I think it's a gorgeous song in like so many different aspects. So yeah, that one's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I think that worked really well. So
Me too.
all right, best guess, Track 10.
Clasping your necklace, zipping your dress, hands on your waist, kissing your neck. I love your body, I love your mind. If I were a gambling man, I am, you'd be my best bet. Tracing your tan lines, making you mine. If this doesn't work out, I'll lose my mind. Here is the church, here is the steeple. You're looking for saints, but you only found people. Ain't that just the way it goes? I watched you fall from grace, you were graceful. Were my best guess at the future. You are my best guess. If I were a gambling man, I am, you'd be my best bet.
Best guess.
That one was very nice. That one was a single that I have not heard.
Me too.
That was the music video
Yes.
with all the lesbians in it.
Playing poker.
Playing poker. I don't even know that. I just saw the picture of
I saw like
everybody.
it was like thumbnail or whatever.
But that's really, really nice. And I think in the context of the album, it's like perfect pacing.
Mhm.
Like to follow up, come out with this, where I think on the surface it feels like pretty simple, where it is just this kind of simple love song, which I guess technically, I guess you could say about most of the album, but this one feels like the most.
Mm.
And I'm not necessarily saying that in a bad way. It's just like I feel like Come Out maybe gave us a lot, so it feels like this is a nice little like decompression
Mhm.
into like before we finish out the album. So yeah, I think it's very, very nice. Does what it sets out to do, and I think it's fun.
I agree. I think it's like rare, at least for me. I don't listen to a lot of let's say positive music. I just like hearing like sweet songs that are very well written like this, because I feel like there's not a lot of those that come out really, because the world
No.
kind of sucks, so it's kind of hard to like make art that kind of reflects a joyous state. But like she's doing it in a way that's
Yeah.
like she's realistically laying out how things usually go, and she has these like amazing feelings that we're able to get like these genuine expressions here. But there is also the melancholy moments, and there's always doubt through all of it, and she's displaying that through most of the album, and that's just like gorgeous as well. So it's something that's just like infinitely relatable, and just feels so incredibly genuine without being over the top and sugary at all. So it's just very, very good.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Bullseye with Hosier. Bullseye.
Heard you got a
Haven't
job
heard of
as
that in a
a
while.
mailman. I heard you were
I can't
playing
help myself.
around in a couple bands. You've got style, no one's doing it like you are. In many European cities there's a bridge where lovers put locks on the rails and throw their keys into the river beneath. We were two such suckers. You're a bullseye and a lame dry. I'm a straight shot. You're a grand prize. It was young love, it was dumb love. Holding each other so tight we got stuck. meant every word I said when I said it. The world that we built meant the world to me. When one world ends, the other worlds keep spinning.
Bullseye.
Hey, that one was very nice. I didn't know that Hozier was going to be on this album until yesterday, and the album came
Oh,
out, and then I
okay.
saw that he was on it. And when I saw that, I was like, "Uh-oh." Not necessarily because I don't like Hozier, but I was
Mhm.
just like, the Lucy's voice is also big and powerful,
Yeah.
and I think that, like, Lucy working with Phoebe and Julian works so well because they are great complements.
Mhm.
I'm like, "How is this gonna work?" Because Hozier also has a giant voice,
Yeah.
which I think he is, like, known for that. So I'm like, "Oh, how is that gonna work?" And I think for the most part, it works pretty well. I think Hozier's, like, almost, like, reining it in a little bit,
That's what I thought too.
where he isn't, like he isn't doing the "take me to church" thing. He's
Mhm.
not belting to, like, the top of his lungs, which I think probably fits the song a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, once he eventually comes in and he is singing with Lucy, I actually think that their voices work well together,
Mhm.
in a way that I was kinda surprised by. But I guess, like, Hozier kind of has a deeper voice. So again, it's like that, like, octave thing where, like, Phoebe, Lucy,
Mhm.
Hozier kind of thing. And I think it works nice. It's a really, really great, nice little sentimental song.
Yeah. I think it perfectly balances positive, negative. You got all those different kind of complicated, complex feelings in there. Works really well. It's weird hearing Lucy like harmonize with a masculine voice because I don't think I've heard
Yeah.
that on anything else. Um,
Yeah.
I think it works, and I'm glad they kind of let her take the lead still because yeah, I was wondering how Hosier was going to do it, knowing the few things I know about him. It's like he does have that pretty powerful voice. So I'm glad it wasn't just a screaming match by the end of it. I'm glad there was a little bit of chemistry
Oh,
thrown in there. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's a nice point. It seems like it's transitioning to something. So we'll see what the spooky noises at the end were.
Ooh.
Most Wanted Man.
I never thought I'd see you looking at me this way. Almost vulgar and out of place, like seeing the moon in the day. I find it hard not to look away. Hard to believe it's the same face. Got me wrapped around your finger, tied in a double knot, just like our legs all double knotted. In the morning at the Ritz, $700 room, still drinking coffee from a kid. We're soaking up the luxuries on someone else's dime, living a dream before we fully pass our prime. And when we do, I'll have time to write the book on you. Time to write the book on you. Will you let me spend a lifetime trying? And if you do, I'll have time to write the book on you. Time to write the book on you. Time to write the book on you. Finally, time to write the book on you. I still believe in God sometimes. It always takes me by surprise to catch myself in the middle of praying that I had to catch the most wanted man in West Tennessee. If you let me write the book, open the hood and take a look in the sun. Nothing left for anyone to read and weep.
Most Wanted Man.
Very abrupt ending. That was really nice. Again, a kind of a nice little rock song. Always welcome from Lucy. And I again another really really sweet song. I think I've kind of run out of different ways to say that. Um, but I do think that this is welcome right now because, like you were saying, nobody's making music like this right
Mhm.
now. Um, and it feels like a really welcome change of pace. I'm kind of done being sad. Come on, let's have a party and smooch. That's what I wanna do. And I also think it's really sweet that Julian Baker had, like, that one line in
Mhm.
the second chorus. It was just really nice. So, thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Um, it's interesting how I could hear Julian's songs in this song and a song about her, not made by her, but like the guitar felt like how it feels like on her records. Like it has this almost Heartland, just a in the essence of like country, but nothing more. Just that little bit of southern coming in that just like it makes it so completely obvious what the song is geared towards. And I think that's just like really, again, this is a very unique situation, and we're getting the most of it here.
Yeah.
And it turns out great. So yeah, I love especially the chorus where it kind of like there's this weird chord change that just completely shifts the mood of the song that was just like really unexpected and really fun. Um, but I enjoyed the guitar just like soaring through that instrumental. It was just triumphant and fantastic. So very good. All
Yeah.
right, we're already at the outro. Lost time.
The sky is gray, the trees are pink. It's almost spring and I can't wait and I can't think. The sidewalks paved with petals like a wedding aisle. But I love you, and every day that I knew and didn't say is lost time. Now I'm knocking down your door, 'cause I'm trying to make up for lost time. But I will, I would, I did, I do. For the thrill, for my health, for myself, for you. 'Cause I love you, and every day that I knew and didn't say is lost time. When it comes my turn to lose you, I'll have made the most of it. Go, it's nice to know you, listen to it. After all this time, I put your clothes on the dresser with your 60-day chip and your broken gold chain, your unpaid parking ticket. I notice everything about you and didn't say is a crying shame. It's a crime, a waste of space, lost time.
Lost time.
That was so G-dang good. I don't I was a little worried going into that song because Triple Dog
Please
Dare
don't ruin
might
it. Please don't
be
ruin it.
well, yeah. But Triple Dog Dare might be one of my favorite
Yeah.
outros ever. That song is so G-dang good. And so I'm like, "Uh-oh, how are you gonna end this one? Can you end it as well as you did with Home Video?" And I think she did. That was so G-dang good. I don't know what else to say about it. Um, I will say I did add that song to the winning playlist. Every single song is in the winning playlist. This is the third
Yippee!
album ever. So it's Sling, Fleet Foxes self-titled, and this. But
Good
I
company.
guess I guess Calliope Prelude wasn't, but I don't count that.
I
That's
would
like
put
an
it in
intro.
there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like the winning
It's
playlist
yeah,
is like when I listen to
best
stuff,
of the
I'm not
best.
going to throw on that song randomly
Yeah.
in a playlist. So I'm still gonna say every single
Mhm.
song got in there. So very nice, very good. Thank you.
I agree. That was great. That was fantastic. Um, Man, what do I even say about this song? I feel like everything just kind of speaks for itself here. Uh, I was worried because going in, I know how Lucy writes, and I'm like, are you gonna like emotionally devastate me like 3 times? No. There was
Mm-mm.
there was a full range of emotion here, and it's balanced so well that it just comes across incredibly human and genuine. And that's something that just like, again, with this kind of music where it is like kind of love ballads, that's not always the case. It's usually the kind of like romanticized, pun intended, to like kind of get to this unexplainable like thing that doesn't really happen because it's not perfect. Like there's good days, there's bad days, there's all these like random things in between, and everything is just displayed so beautifully on this outro. And I just love the build. I love the like cutting of the production on the last couple of lines into like more of a home studio recording environment. um
Mhm.
yeah, it's just gorgeous. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I guess we have the album
yeah.
as a whole.
Album as a whole, really G dang good. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think this might be my favorite Lucy album. Uh, I don't know. I don't know right now, but I have a feeling that once the retrospective comes in 2 years, this will be my favorite Lucy album. Because man, every single song on here is like so distinct and perfect. Uh, I can't imagine changing anything on here. Uh, Here's what I will say. This is a little peek behind the curtain. Whenever we film one of these, uh, even if it's an album that I absolutely love, by the end, I'm usually like, okay, I'm glad that it's over because now I can kind of chill.
Mhm.
I could go for like 6 more songs. I still have like plenty of energy, and that never happens when we do this. Um, so I don't know what that says. I think it just means that I really like this thing, and it might be what I need right now. So very nice. She still got it, and I think in a year where like SZA dropped and The Weekend dropped, and both of those were not quite as good as I wanted them to be. This like comes back and it's like, okay, people are still making good art.
Mhm.
Artists that I previously liked are still making good stuff. And that makes me very happy. So thank you, Lucy. You're welcome on the show. I don't know what she would do, but she's welcome, I guess.
Please. That'd be insane. um Yeah, I think I'm kind of feeling the same way where it's like I think with time this will become my favorite. Um she's in an interesting position where I feel like she writes and releases things where she's at, and that's like you see the natural progression between home video and here, and it feels natural because that's the stage of the life she was in. So it
Yeah.
comes across really well, and I just love seeing that progression, especially with how like self-referential she is in a lot of her work, kind of tying the threads that make it kind of thematic, even though it's just kind of how her life goes. I think her writing style with that just works really well. I love the variety. I think she nailed the concept of this kind of oil painting, high art, lovey-dovey, harpsichord kind of thing. But like inside of it, there's all the different shades and tints and everything of this like magnificent oil painting. You get all of it, and it's just glorious. It's fantastic. I think
Yeah.
it flows a lot better than home video. Home video, I like how choppy it is because it's a kind of nostalgia album where you kind of jump to
Mhm.
different bits and pieces, so it works. But I love the flow of this. It's just so sweet, and yeah, you don't hear a lot of stuff like this right now because everything is very doom and gloom for very good reasons. But I like having this kind of respite of here's something that just like a basic human emotion. Let's explore that for a whole album and get in there. And I think
Mhm.
that's great, especially with some of the releases that came out this week that were like kind of hard for me to get through, not because they were bad, but because of how dire a lot of that kind of stuff sounds. This is just refreshing, and I like to hear that. So I think
Mhm.
she's still underrated as a songwriter, as an artist in general. I know Boy Genius is kind of blown up, and that's a thing, but Phoebe is still the brunt of that popularity in the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I think people need to turn more eyes to Lucy, because what she does, she might be like have a better discography than Phoebe at this point, just from the sheer volume of the 3 releases.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, I think she has the most range and the most kind of longevity to her right now. So yeah,
Mm.
this is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next week we got a twofer for you. We're gonna be doing New Black Country, New Road, and we're gonna be doing Genesis Invisible Touch. Is that the right one?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll be getting a twofer. Black Country will probably come out first because I'll probably edit it the same day, so it's just out soon.
Oh.
But yeah, we got a lot of new releases actually, because Bon Iver will be the week after that. So we're being in new release territory, but I want to make sure that we're still doing the heart of the channel. So we're still doing Genesis. We're still going to keep moving with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all we got.
Very nice.
We have like 7 podcasts.
I guess we do. We do have the Boy Time podcast. We do that. We talk about movies and music that we're listening to that maybe we aren't going to do on the channel, or maybe we're going to do in the future.
Yes.
Any new releases that you listen to that you aren't going to do on the channel, go over there. So if you're mad at us because we didn't do an album that came out 2 weeks ago, we maybe
Probably heard
talked
it.
about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So go check that out over there. I also host a podcast with my mom called Love Da Mom, where we watch movies. This last episode that came out was on Oh God, which I'm going to plug because that movie is so G-dang good, and I need more young people to watch it because I want to hear what young people
I'm a
think
young
about
people.
that. You're young people, so those are my plugs.
Great. I have nothing to plug. Just stay here. Please.
Stay
Please
here.
don't leave. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. I noticed our Fleet Foxes Shore had like a glowing reception, and I loved all the comments on that video, but there was like 8
Yeah.
likes. And I'm like,
Oh,
there's more comments than likes, but everybody enjoyed it. So like just hit the like
Oh.
button, just so the little algorithm thing can make me happy. I don't know what it does. We're not getting paid for this, but
they should pay us per like.
Yeah, just do the Spotify thing where it's like 1/5 of a cent per like.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Mhm.
Thank you, Susan, or whoever runs YouTube now.
She's not in charge anymore, is she? I don't know.
I don't think so. I just assume she is.
Probably Elon Musk.
Probably.
He's got his fingers.
I think he
everywhere
runs
else.
everything. Yeah. That's all I
That's
have
it.
to say.
Yep. Arrivederci, is that goodbye and something? Is that it? Yeah.